Hey everybody, Mike with Remax coming at you. We just had our monthly sales meeting at Remax, and I just kind of wanted to share some of the things that we talked about today. I think they're important to share with clients, friends, family, everybody that's wondering what's going on with the real estate market. The real estate market's been in the news. People have been watching it very closely, with the inflation that's been in the news and interest rates going up since last August and things like that. People have been really concerned about, hey, what's happening in the real estate market? Especially when they see headlines like, I think there's recently been some headlines, that were predicting prices going down, 15, 20% in certain markets, that type of thing. And I guess I want to make sure that my folks understand that just because they're hearing some of these doomsday headlines doesn't necessarily mean that that applies to our local market here in the Midwest. The Midwest, per usual, to be honest with you, is yes, we're experiencing some shifts, but not nearly the shifts that they're seeing in other markets, especially on the coasts and even a little down south. With the recent banking crisis that's been happening, that kind of centered on the tech industry out in California, those markets are seeing a little bit more price differentiation. I don't think it's any secret that, there's been kind of a little bit of an exodus out of the state of California. And so, you look at places like Los Angeles and San Francisco, and, those markets are definitely seeing those types of problems. But here in the Midwest, actually, year over year, prices are up 5%. So, I mean, if that gives you any idea. Now, we also want to break this down into seller circumstances and buyer circumstances because, obviously we want to make sure that clients on both sides of the aisle, so to speak, are being educated here. So, on the buyer side of things, yes, interest rates are up. I think we were talking about this the other day that, early last year in 2022, we were seeing 2.5 to 3.5%, and we're in the mid sixes right now, 6.5% or so. So that seems like a big jump. But that said, that jump in interest rates has not seen a sharp decline in buyer activity. Inventory remains low, meaning there aren't that many homes available on the market, but the demand is still pretty high. And that's created this situation where prices, they might be not increasing as much as they were, but they're still fairly stable and even up. Again, Midwest overall up 5% year over year. So, that's some pretty good news for sellers. But on the buyer side, that 6.5%, might for some people sound scary, but like I said, it's not keeping buyers out of the market. So, and actually we saw some reports today that in 2024, we might be seeing 5.5%, 5%. So that's pretty good news on the affordability factor. So, affordability had gone down, beginning probably August of 2022, but it's making a comeback. We're going right back to, situations where mortgages are more affordable. So overall, it's a good time, whether you're a buyer or seller, to get in this market. It's the spring selling season. We're seeing more inventory. One of the things that's actually helped with the increased interest rates is, some, buyers that have been on the fence have kind of gotten out. So what that has done is that means we have a little more inventory that's kind of piling up now. It used to be that we were, had just a mere amount of weeks of inventory, and when I say inventory, I mean homes available for sale, just so that you know what that means. And but with some buyers dropping out and new units hitting the market, so we're seeing an increase in inventory. So where we're seeing weeks before, we're seeing a month or maybe two worth of inventory, which gives more variety, more choices to buyers. So the situation for buyers and sellers is pretty strong. I mean, at least in the Midwest. Again, other markets may be seeing some struggles, but we're really not seeing that here. So anyway, like I said, I just wanted to share a little bit of this information that we had talked about today at the sales meeting. And big thanks, of course, to Todd Stock and, all the staff at Remax. just a top-notch outfit. They keep us really informed. I'm very grateful to be with this brokerage, and all the tools that they provide us are just amazing. And anyway, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to them. So thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.